everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craft to Believe After, and welcome to another video. Now friends, today is going to be, I think, quite a packed and again very chatty video. The most exciting thing that's starting this week is of course the crochet along that I am doing with my friend Robin, who is Crochet Jolly over on Instagram. But before we get to the week one, showing you what our week one pattern is going to be, I'm going to have a little bit of a crochet catch up, just show you some other things that I've been working on this week. The first thing I want to show you is I did complete my socks. So last week, you'll remember I showed you I was halfway with the second sock. I completed one sock, but I did in fact complete both of my socks. So here they are. I've washed them in some wool wash. I used the Happy Toes socks from Hobby, which is the ones you get from their point store. You can buy the, I think it's Happy Feet wool socks, sock wool, which has got similar colors. I can't remember what color this was. And I used a 3.5 millimeter hook on this. Anyway, I really enjoyed making these. Now, once I completed them, I really wanted to start a second pair, and I did start a second pair. And I mentioned that I've got some, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I have some like Halloween sock yarn that I got a couple of years ago. And I found this lovely skein. Now it's got glitter all throughout it. It is the, what's it called? Universe Halloween sock yarn from Hobby. As I say, I've had this for a couple of years at this point. It's also a fingering weight, and I used again a 3.5 millimeter hook as or 3 millimeter. I can't remember. I think it's 3.5. I will again link the tutorial that I followed to make these socks. It was by Olga Poltava, really easy sock pattern. So I started with this yarn, but as soon as I started, I saw that this yarn is not going to work up the same as the plain yarn I used last week. Now I did complete the sock, and it actually looks really nice. You can see the sparkle quite well in here. So it's got this pink type of sparkle all around. Here's my little brim. The problem I had with this yarn from the start is it's actually awful. It's awful to work with. Like I kept on snagging that, you know, that colorful thread, the sparkly thread. I kept catching on it, or I missed it, I didn't catch it, and then it was just a mess. Like then I would have to pull back a bit to grab where I'd lost it somehow. It was just so frustrating to work with it. Now I've used this before on Raaroomi. I made a Barbie dress with it a couple of years back. I can't remember, I must have struggled with it, I'm sure. But I also used a smaller hook. I think I used to make the Barbie dress a 2.5 millimeter, which somehow in my mind, I'm thinking I didn't struggle as much as with a bigger hook. Anyway, it took me such a long time to complete this. I didn't use a different color as I did with these socks. I used a different color for the heel. I thought I could use the same yarn for the heel I used on the other ones, but this sock yarn was so much thinner. The other problem I had is that it's not quite roving style, but it had sort of roving style qualities. So some parts of the yarn was super like thread thin. Then other parts were slightly thicker. And I don't know if you won't be able to see it, but especially you can see it makes these waves. And you won't be able to see it on the camera, but some of it worked out like the stitches in person, it's noticeably smaller, you know, and this far into a sock, I mean, you sort of got your tension sorted out, but I've got this wobbly bits all around because then the yarn was super thin. Then it was like back to the normal like sock weight thickness, which is still thin, but it was crazy. I had such a struggle. It took me so much longer to complete this one sock. I really wanted to complete it to see how it worked up, but I knew I was not going to continue with it. There was just no way. First of all, this sock does not fit me at all. I cannot even close to get it on my foot. I thought that if it fits Jessica's foot, she's got a much thinner, smaller foot than I've got. Obviously, she's only 14. We couldn't even get it on her foot. And she's like 2 shoe sizes smaller than I am. And she's got a very, narrow foot. We couldn't get it on. It was so much. I wonder if we can see it on here. I don't know. It doesn't do it justice, the amount that it's different. Maybe you can see it a bit. I don't know. I mean, it's this part like less. And that makes quite a huge difference. Also, this yarn, and I don't know if it's because of that sparkle, it's got much less stretch to it than these ones. These ones, after I blocked it, it became even, a little looser fitting. It's fairly tight fitting to start with, but after I washed and blocked it, it did stretch out a tiny little bit, but it did fit me from the start, even before washing it. This one, I mean, we couldn't even get it on Jessica's foot, so I'd given up by then. I just wanted to see how it worked up. It works up beautifully. But I actually don't know, where would you use yarn like this? Because, okay, obviously I can make a bigger sock. Like, you can increase it a bit. This Olga Poltava, she also has another pattern. I think it's called Sock for a Chubby Foot or something cute like that, which is a sock for a bigger sized foot. I think she designed it to fit her dad's foot, which obviously was a bit bigger than hers. Now, I can use a bigger sock pattern, but the frustration with using this yarn, I mean, do you make shawls with it? It's extremely scratchy almost as well. So this is not something, I would not want to wear it as a shawl or a scarf or something. It's really, really scratchy. Tell me where you would use yarn like this. I mean, I've got a couple of colors, which now I don't know what I will do with it. Anyway, that is the update on my socks. So if I were to get proper sock wool, now I've got a few colors. I've got like a camouflage type of color and one that's a bit more blue. So I think I will make more socks because I really, really enjoyed making this pair. All right, that is the sock update. The next thing I want to show you. Now, I don't know if the same happens with you guys as well. If you watch a lot of YouTube channels, once a new YouTube channel starts or someone starts a new YouTube channel, it sometimes just pops up on your For You page or your home page on YouTube. And a little while ago, a channel popped up and it is called Nooks Hooks. Now, it's also a lady based somewhere here in Europe. And the reason her channel caught my eye is she does a lot of crochet bears. Now, she primarily probably only works in plush yarns, but it caught my eye because of the bears. Now, what I found out afterwards, she's actually quite a popular designer. So I found her on Etsy afterwards. I found her on Instagram. I will link all of those links down below. But go and have a look, especially at her YouTube channel, where she shows all of these bears that she makes. And the reason I was so interested in, like, her whole brand are these bears. It's one specific style of bear that she adapts to various different outfits. So the base bear, and I will show you, I made the base bear that I've now obviously since seen pop up everywhere. Like, I've seen so many channels make this pattern. I think the first time I saw it on a different channel than her own channel was with Karen from Yarn and Whimsy. And now I'm sure many of you follow Karen as well. She's got fantastic roundup videos. So I will link her channel down below as well. I don't work with plush yarns, you guys know this, but I absolutely love watching Yarn and Whimsy. I think it's Yarn and Whimsy, Karen. I love watching her channel. She's so positive. She makes all of the items. She talks about them. So I like these roundup videos where people actually make every item that they talk about. So the first place I saw it, and many, many places afterwards, was on Karen's channel. But it is this bear in a hoodie pattern. So Nooks Hooks is sort of well known for creating this bear pattern. And then she has the hood in various. She's got it in a froggy style. She's got it in a duck, I think. She's got it in a strawberry bear, all sorts of different things. On her, she doesn't have a pattern for it, but she has on her YouTube, she shows you her Harry Potter bears. And it is just fantastic. And her entire brand revolves around these bears. She's got a few other patterns as well, but primarily it's these bears. She's got a pattern where you can only do the bear without the hood. She's got like patched up bears. It is just amazing that her entire brand consists basically of bears. So me loving making bears was immediately drawn to that whole aesthetic. Just, I mean, even if she's going to some other con or a market. I think it actually may have passed already, maybe it was this weekend. She only sells her own patterns. So she only makes her own patterns, and it's primarily these bears, and it was amazing. So it got me thinking about something I want to do next year, also working on creating more of a bear brand myself, because this is basically what I love making. Obviously not in plush yarns. I'm not a plush yarn maker, but this bear was so easy to work up. Now I will show you, I did make a second one, but I have almost got 0 plush yarns. So I could actually only make 2 because the amount of plush yarn I've got left, and I worked with, I've got a few balls, like scrabbles. I don't have any full balls of plush yarn left, but it's sort of a variety of hobby honey bunny and hobby toucan. That's what I've got. So I've got only about 7 or 8 colors and only partial skeins. So I had to find what I thought would be enough. I use now the last bit of this brown yarn to make this bear. This hood comes off. I've got fluff everywhere because the toucan and the honey bunny from hobby sheds like absolute crazy. And this is, I realized again why I hate working with these yarns. It was just, I mean, you cannot close a magic circle with the honey bunny and the toucan. It's just nearly impossible. I've got so many like little circles that I had to throw away because my yarn just snapped at the slightest little pull of a magic ring. I didn't do it. I ended up not using the magic ring in the end for a lot of the parts because it just drove me absolutely bonkers. But anyway, this is a completely no-sew bear pattern. So how she does the hood is just, it's amazing. I loved it. And you guys know my patterns are full sew patterns. I love sewing on pieces. It's so much easier to design a pattern where you sew on the piece on a specific place instead of having to try and crochet it in. But these ears is sort of surface crocheted. How she does the hood, it's absolutely incredible. I don't know how she thought of doing it like that. It's so simple. Absolutely loved it. So I made this bear. I could have made 10 of these bears, to be honest, if I had enough yarn. I only had enough colors to do one more bear, and it is this one. So he's sort of a Winnie the Pooh inspired bear with the yellow and the red, again with the hood coming off. Like I say, I'm not a fan of surface crochet, so my ears are a bit wonky, but I mean, this pattern is just phenomenal. And she's got on her Etsy page, now it's not by any means a cheap pattern, but I think it's worth it. There's so many pages to this pattern. It's so well written. It's well explained. There's videos for various parts. Absolutely amazing. I loved making them. It's such a good size. So if you guys want, I mean, I know there's a lot of you who work with plush yarns. This is about the only thing. If I ever buy plush yarns again, this is what I would make. They do not take that long to make. There's so many variations. I mean, she's got various mod packs on her Etsy where you can make food bears, and I don't even know. I can't even name everything, but she's got a load of mod packs for these bears. Absolutely love making it. One of my favorite makes of the week, which is strange because I hate working with chenille yarns. So these ones, as I mentioned, I used Hobby Honey Bunny or Hobby Toucan yarn and a 4.5 millimeter hook. Really, really brilliant pattern. I just cannot recommend it highly enough. And you guys, like I say, you know I hate working with plush yarns, but if you've got a plush yarn, I know the folks in the US, you've got access to a lot more plush yarns than we do here in Europe. I know a lot of people use Elise Veluto, which we can get here in Europe. I think it comes from Turkey. But I'm not going to invest in plush yarns too much. But if I ever make or ever buy plush yarns again, I will make these bears. I absolutely loved it. So head over to her YouTube channel, head over to her Etsy. And it's just so much fun to see how she developed her entire brand around these bears. Alrighty, speaking about bears, I did do one other pattern this week, and it is a crochet along by Raaroomi. They bring out these crochet alongs like once or twice a year, definitely always over Christmas. They've got a Christmas crochet along where they have 5 or 6 patterns. I think sometimes maybe more. I think this year maybe they've got 7 or 8. I'm not entirely sure. They also have during the summer or early in the year, they've got another crochet along. But I think many of you would know about it. But Raaroomi, I will link their website where you can download. It's free patterns, so absolutely for free. You can download it from the website. I think they are currently on week 3. So the first week was a little reindeer in a mug. The second week was a little bear in a mug. That's the one I did. And just the last day or two, they brought out week 3, which is a little cat, I think, in a mug. But I made the little gingerbread bear in a mug. So now on the pattern, the designer did embroider a little heart on the front of the mug. I have not done that yet. I don't know what I want to do in the front, and I changed this top part a little bit. They've got, the pattern has you make little strands of hair, like with chains or something. I did not want to do that. I wanted to put a little blob of icing on his head, and then it comes out of the little mug like this. A teeny tiny little gingerbread bear. Super cute. I happen to have the right colors of Raaroomi DK, which is what they made it in. You guys know I love using Raaroomi DK. It's also what I design. When I make any designs for Crochet Now magazine, I use the Raaroomi DK. So it's a teeny tiny little bear that fits into this teeny tiny little cup. Let me just put him all the way in. So there we go. That was week 2 of the Raaroomi crochet along. Super easy pattern to do. I mean, I made this guy in a day because the bear is small. I mean, the cup doesn't take very long. It's not at all difficult to make. And as I mentioned, the only thing I changed was this top part. I just free-handed a little blob of icing and crocheted some sprinkles on it. But you guys know I love bears. This one was a no-brainer for me. So I don't know if I'll do many of the other patterns. They've got some cute patterns coming up. But this little bear spoke to me. All right. Next, you guys, finally, it is time for the reveal of week 1 of our 4-week crochet along. So every week throughout November, I will be releasing one part of the pattern that Robert and I designed, and it is called Do You Want to Build a Snowman? So obviously with us here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are heading into winter. I'm very sorry for our Southern Hemisphere friends that is going into summer, but what better way to have a little snowman in your house that will not melt in that Southern Hemisphere heat This is week 1. So every week, some or other pattern that will complement this base pattern will be released. So week 1, we've got the basic snowman body, and then you have 2 options for arms. So we've got his little carrot nose, super cute. Then you can decide if you want to give him little stick arms, like almost a traditional type of snowman look, or you can give him arms with little mittens on it. So this is week 1. So you can decide if you want to do stick arms, mitten arms, if you want to do both versions. Trust me, what is coming in the following weeks is going to be so much fun. So there we have it. Week 1 is our snowman base. Loads of time to finish him up before I reveal week 2 next week, Sunday. This is so much fun. The base was actually designed by Robin. So she basically did all of week 1. My only contribution to this week was the little stick arms for a little bit of variation. But yeah, Robin did an excellent job on these guys. So obviously we had to start with the base. And then we build our snowman throughout the coming weeks. So if you guys are joining in with us, now none of these patterns are going to take you very long. We know it's a very busy time of year. The patterns are also fairly small. This is not big. I mean, you can probably do him in a in a plush yarn. Definitely you can do him in a worsted weight. It's going to be obviously a little bigger. I made mine in Raaroomi DK, and I actually mixed my patterns with Hobby Rainbow Cotton 86, which is a sport weight. So the Hobby Rainbow Cotton sport weight, the yarn weight 2, and the Raaroomi DK, which is actually a yarn weight 3. They work really, really well together. So I use them together all the time. So mine is fairly small, using a DK weight cotton, but you can make your snowman in whatever yarn you have available. I think this is a really nice scrap busting project once you've got your base done, because everything else coming up in the next couple of weeks will not take a lot of yarn. So a perfect scrap busting project. As I mentioned before, this guy plus everything that is following in the next few weeks will work well with your bear in a box. So this one maybe will take a bit more space in your box, but he can be an outside of your box decoration. But the rest of the items coming up is going to be super, super fun. You guys are going to love it. If you're joining in, feel free to tag myself and Robin over on Instagram. Of course, like always, you can post your photos on my community tab here on YouTube. Anyone is welcome to add photos on the community tab. It's open to absolutely everyone, which is really nice. I know it worked really well in the Bear in a Box Cal. So many of you posted your photos on the community tab. It's so nice for everyone to see what is going on. Not everyone is on Instagram, which is why I also like having it on the community tab. But anyway, let me know if you guys are going to be joining in. As I say, it's not going to take you a lot of time. It is quick patterns. We can work through our scraps at the same time, and very fitting for going into the festive season. There we have it. All right, friends, that is it for this week. I want to thank you guys for the lovely, lovely messages you keep on sending me, your fantastic comments. I love reading your comments. I know I'm not back to properly answering comments on YouTube yet. I will get to you guys, but please don't stop chatting to me. Like I chat to you on the video, you chat to me and to each other in the comments. I absolutely love it. Your comments brighten my day. So even though I do not always answer back, you will see as soon as I read it, I put a little heart next to it. I is just so nice to get to know you. I love when you just tell me whatever random thing you feel like telling me. A lot of you tell me what you're working on. You are telling me what is going on in your life. You are telling me what the weather is like in your part of the world. I love reading all of it. And I know many of you read each other's comments as well. That is the fun of being part of this community. I love having you here. I love that we keep on growing. We're heading toward 10,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited for that. So if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. It won't cost you anything. And I'm glad to have you in this fantastic community. All right, you guys, that is it for this week. A few interesting makes. I hope you enjoyed it, especially the plushies. I mean, a very surprising make for me, but I loved it. I loved it. If you enjoy working with plush yarns, you have to give this pattern a go. All right, friends, that's it for this week. Loved hanging out with you as always. And until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay crafty.